Is that gonna work? Let me do that. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I don't even know if anybody is here or not. Sorry for the delay, guys. I guess it does show me as being live. Okay. Turn that off. Yes. Okay. Good morning, guys. Um, Good morning, Maria. I wasn't expecting you to show up. I really wasn't sure whether I was going to even do a live today. Even though I promised I would do a live every other Monday, I just needed to kind of pull back on some of my YouTube responsibilities in favor of the responsibilities I have around my own home. And so I'm prioritizing my home right now. So welcome. How are you doing, Maria? I hope you could stick around a little bit today. I know a lot of times you just pop in and then pop out. Let's try to get some things. I need to put the right dashboard or whatever it's called on there. Live. I don't know, will it let me edit? It might. Yeah, it might. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe it won't let me edit the thumbnail. I don't know why I said dashboard. Yeah, I don't think it'll let me edit the um, thumbnail while I'm doing this, so I'll have to add it on later. Okay, let me get back into the right screen. Good morning, bestie. How are you? Oh, golly. I feel like I look like a wreck today. I've not been feeling well the last few days. You know, it's that time. And I thought getting older would be fine, but it's got its own unique challenges. I wish my body would make up its mind what it's going to do. I know you're excited for your trip in a few weeks. We're going to be going on our trip here in a few weeks too, to St. Louis. Oh, yeah, you bumped your hand. Well, my hand's not near as bummed as it used to be. If I really press hard, it's still a bit tender, very, very little tender. So it's pretty much gotten over it. So I'm glad that. I hope you heal up as quickly as my wrist did. Good morning, Andrea. How are you? Oh, golly. It's been quite a couple of weeks. I went back through my routines and habits this last couple of weeks, and I really didn't do as well these last 2 weeks as I have in the past. But you know what? It's okay. We're still moving forward. I'm like the little turtle in The Tortoise and the Hare. I may be going slow, but I'm not stopping. Good morning, Maggie. How are you? Well, I wasn't sure whether I was going to do a live today, just because of the way I've been feeling. I know I mentioned it before how May is kind of one of my least favorite holidays because it's Mother's Day, and you would think, oh, it's Mother's Day, that's your day. Well, it's just an added reminder that my mom's no longer with us, and also my grandma, and is also not with us. But whenever Father's Day comes around, I mean, I'm grateful I have my dad still with me, but even that still is a reminder of those that are no longer with us, because my dad has to be reminded that he no longer has his wife with him on his day, so it's kind of like a two-edged sword. It's got its good things and it's got its not so good things. But so yeah, I've kind of been teetering on my mood lately. And when my body doesn't decide what it's going to do, that just throws a monkey wrench into the whole mix. Oh, I thought that about my wrist. You thought you broke something. I thought I did the same thing, but it took a long time before my wrist would finally stop hurting. But there for a while, I was debating whether I even broke something. So, yeah. Well, I just saw a little friend pop up on Instagram. I don't know if she's made it into our little live here. Oh, goodness sake. Oh, goodness sake. Okay. What else is being said? Yeah. Okay. We have a certain friend that is sometimes is notorious for missing people's lives, and so I love her to bits. Okay, get off of there. Oh, well, happy early birthday to Aurora. Yeah, my Amanda, her birthday was back in April. And in fact, this month is Gary's birthday. So, yeah. Good morning, Chrissy. Well, a couple weeks ago, I made the decision to do my lives every other Monday. I think I'm going to change that to the first and the third Mondays of every month. Just because it might be confusing. Is it this which Monday is it? And so if I just because there are some months that has 5 Mondays in the month instead of just 4. So to simplify it, we're going to just do the first Monday and the third Monday. That way, it gives me a little extra time to really focus on the responsibilities around my home that I've been neglecting or procrastinating about. We're also going to be on vacation, and many of us are taking vacations right now or going or soon to be. So I know everyone's going to be busy this summer. So, so yeah. So I was going to say every other Monday, every first and third Monday of each month. And I was really debating whether to even get on today because I was enjoying my free time. Um, Kind of doing things at my leisure, getting things done and accomplished at my pace instead of trying to rush and worry about getting this done, getting that done, and oh, I got to go live there, or I got to make sure I get my video out this day, and blah blah blah. And when am I going to edit? When am I going to film? Blah blah. All of those things, and it was a lot of pressure I was putting on myself, and I needed to not do that. Well, you do what you need to do, Chrissy. I mean, um, I just saw you popped in on Instagram. I'm like, well, if you're on Instagram, by golly, you need to take a little step into my spot. I missed you too. And so I hope everything is well with you and your family. I understood there were some emergencies that came up this week that interfered with our little Zoom thing that we planned earlier in the week. I'm looking forward to when we can get that organized again, and because I miss all of you guys. That's why I had to at least be consistent with doing my live stream today, because I know everyone's so busy. Everybody has different things that pop up unexpectedly. And I just, I want to be consistent, and I want to still connect with those people that I love and care about. And that means every one of you, even you new folks that just pop in and wonder who this weird chick with the crazy hair. Well, I may be weird, but that's the beauty of this place. Weird people are welcome here. Yeah, has there been any videos this month for our hop? I have not. I need to go back and check Danny's playlist because I am way behind on everyone. I think the last one I watched was, I think, Mara's. I'm so terrible with names. I know it's the one that had to dip out, and then I think there was maybe one other after that. I don't know. I got to go back and catch up. Well, I hope you. Well, hello, Jamie. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. I know you weren't feeling well the other night, and so I just hope you're doing better. Chrissy said, "Can I just say our girls are the realest, and that's who I want to surround myself with." Amen, sister. I feel exactly the same way. That's why when we plan our Zooms or anybody goes live, I look so forward to all of that because I love connecting with you guys. And yeah, you've been on the go since the 23rd. Well, you had your in-laws or your mother-in-law with you, so that I can understand the stress of that. I mean, I never had a mother-in-law because she had passed before Gary and I even got together. But I know what my mom's life was like when her in-laws came over and how crazy that was. Um, but the school year is over, but yet you still have responsibilities at school that you got to get prepared for the next year. So yeah, the work never ends. Thank you so much, Chrissy. Sending so much love right back at you. I'm making Well, my prayers are with you, Jamie, and I hope for a much speedier recovery from this day forward. Yep. Okay. Well, it is Accountable Monday, and even though I don't feel like it most days, I still have to hold myself accountable for the Thrive in 2025 collaboration. So that's why we are here today. That's why I'm supposed to be doing this today. However, my last couple of weeks has not been the best compared to previous weeks, but then it's probably not been the worst than previous weeks too. So I'm kind of in a transition period for the summer, deciding what my upload schedule is going to be, what kind of videos I want to make in the future. And also we also have the vacation that we're planning here in a couple of weeks, and my dad's garden that we're working with, that we're helping with, and all that. So there's a lot of things to consider for the summer, and so I'm giving myself a bit of grace these last couple of weeks. So um, for last week, I earned 14 points. Like I said, it's not very good because I was really enjoying my free time. But and then this week that we just finished, I earned 15 points. So I completed a total of 29 tasks for the last 2 weeks of my habits and routine. One of the reasons why I've been kind of not doing quite so much with my routines and stuff has been a little project I've been working on. If you follow me over on Instagram, I posted a reel and a story. Well, it's basically the stories is basically the same reel, but I just made. I wish I'd have taken the time to record and made a video of the process, but I didn't. I just took some photos and I just mushed all those photos into a reel of renovating a little tool cart that my husband and I bought at a rummage sale. And we got it completed. So that's what I've been spending a lot of my spare time doing this past couple of weeks, is working on it. And whenever I needed to paint it, I had to dodge all of the rain that we kept getting over the last several days, because paint will not dry very well if it's very humid. So that kind of prolonged the task that I needed to do or to complete this. So that's what I've been doing. So we completed 29 lists. So 29, and I reward myself 25 cents for every task completed. So if you multiply 29 by 25 cents, I have earned a total of $7.25 for this week, and I will get that in my little Accountable Monday savings challenge booklet thingy. I probably will do that offline, off the live. Let's see what else is saying. Chrissy, stop that. You're giving me a complex. Well, I hope she was comfortable whenever she stayed there, and being able to watch if she watches the TV shows that she enjoys, then I hope that entertained her somewhat. Um, yeah, my grandma, oh my gosh, whenever grandma would come to visit, I know she and my grandmom had a good relationship, but they didn't start off having a good relationship. Um, in fact, there were times when grandma was very critical of my mom's housekeeping, but then when you go over to my grandma's house, my grandma was somewhat of a hoarder. So it's like, Grandma, you don't have much room to talk, but we didn't say anything. You're supposed to respect your elders and not criticize them. But then when she comes over to my mom's house and then starts criticizing my mom for a house that's not much better than her own, it took a lot for me to just stay quiet about it when I was growing up. But then when my mom's health started having issues, whenever her mom was having some issues with her health, and if I can talk, and then grandma came to criticize and something, I was probably in my early 20s, I guess. It was before Gary and I got together. And I put my foot down and said, Grandma, you're never going to say anything like this to me and to my face ever again about about my mother. So, you know, if you're going to continue this, then I'm walking out. And like, we don't need to disrespect one another. Nobody is perfect in this world. And so, but then I miss both my mom and my grandma, even though they loved one another, but then they had their struggles with one another, and that's true with anybody, any relationship. As long as you can find some kind of a mutual understanding and balance and can get along, then yeah. But this time of the year kind of helps with Mother's Day and Father's Day. That kind of just reminds me of some of those old memories. And I don't know why I'm talking about them right here in front of y'all. Maybe it's because I just miss their love. And I just need love. I don't know. My brain is so weird this week. My body is doing weird things this week. I'm getting older and oh my gosh, stop it. Turn off the waterworks, Sheila. Turn it off. Ah. Yeah. So anyway, that's my Accountable Monday here. I didn't do everything that I wanted to do as far as my routines and my habits, but we got a project completed. And I posted a picture of it on my Instagram. Well, it's on the reels. So I know. That's why I welcome weirdness here, because I am so weird. My brain will think of weird things. Good morning, Barbie. How are you? I need to write down everybody's names. Oops. I need to write down everybody's names. And remember to just go pull your videos up and let it play in the background while I'm washing dishes or whatever. So we have, oh goodness, we have Maria. She was the first one here. And then Maggie showed up. I'm just going to go through, and everyone who is here, and if you guys are watching this video on another, at a later time, and you don't know who anybody is, I'm going to put links to everyone's channels down in the description. There is Maria's Nails, 702 LV, Budgeting Like a Girl. That is my bestie, Amanda. Show her some love, because we need her videos. She needs to be making more videos for us, because we love her. Andrea over at No Bucks Given. Mix Match Maggie. Chrissy over at the Mom Life Budgets. Jamie at the Striver Co. Is that right? Did I write? Yeah, the Scriver Co. And then Barbie over at Blessed Budgets by Abigail showed up. Who else? Let's see. Oh my gosh! Now you guys have been chatting while I've been gabbing. Gotta catch up on the chat here. Well, I'm glad I'm good for something, Amanda. Well, we need to do that. We need to support one another. Let's go over and watch Mix Match Maggie. She's been crocheting every day until she reaches her 1K. So go check her out over on Instagram too, because she posts daily little snippet, I think daily stories of her crocheting. What are you crocheting now, Maggie? Hmm. She's going to be 14, right? I mean, Aurora's going to be 14. Did I hear you right? I can't remember if my kids were that clingy with me when they were 14, or they just in the process of stretching it. Because whenever Amanda was 14, she started learning Japanese. And Bethany, she's the quiet one of the family. I mean, she'll come up and give us hugs occasionally, like spontaneously, but then she's not like in your face. Now, Amanda, that's more of her personality. My Amanda is more like in your face. When she wants your attention, she makes sure she gets your attention. You're welcome, Maggie. Yeah, I need to dig out my crochet and start working on it again. I kind of put it off for other things. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Amanda. She knows Japanese. She fell in love with, well, first it was K-pop music, and then somehow she discovered like Japanese anime, and oh god, Hitalia was one of those that she really enjoyed. And there's a lot of music in Hitalia videos, and so she started gravitating towards Japanese pop music, and so she will be up there singing her lungs out occasionally in Japanese. I have not a clue what she's singing. In fact, I think I still have that. Do I have that? I don't know if when I might share it with you guys on Zoom or something sometime. But a few years ago, when my daughter was in high school, she was part of a talent show, and she sang a Japanese song called Bad Apple. And she even had this like cosplay costume kind of to reflect the song lyrics, even though nobody really understood what she was singing. And she was nervous, so she didn't really animate herself as much as she could have. Um, it was still a very good performance, and I videoed it on my cell phone. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's on my computer somewhere. But yeah. And there was another time when this was several years ago, and when she was still small enough to swing on the swing set and back. She was getting too big for our swing set, but she still would do so. I think she was probably about 15 or 16, and she'd be swinging on the swing set just as fast as she could go, singing at the top of her lungs so you could hear her voice echoing through the neighborhood. And I went around the back of the garage with my cell phone and snuck a little video of her singing while she's swinging. So I've got those little clips somewhere. Yeah. I've seen some of those America's Got Talent shows from overseas. So that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. That would be awesome for you guys if you could do that and be on TV. Now, Yeah, I have been on local television myself when I was in high school and college. Our local public television station would contribute to the um, oh my gosh, the fundraisers every year. And so local talent would sometimes come to the television station to perform on a show to raise money. And when I was in choir in high school and in college, we performed for local television. And mom and dad, they had their VHS tape recorder and recorded it. So yeah, I've been on television. That would be awesome if you could be on television. And I found out many years later, one of my high school friends, after we graduated from high school, he and his family made a trip to California one time on vacation, and they went to see a taping of The Price is Right. Well, his name got called, and he, like a few years ago, he sent me the link to the video of him on the television show. And so that's pretty awesome that, I have people that I know personally that's been on TV, or I've been on TV. So yeah, hey, if you want to do it, go do it. It's a shame though you might not be there when they're prepping for it, because who knows what this next year holds for you. Excuse me. But that would be awesome. Yeah. You do what you have to do, Chrissy. I'm just gabbing. I mean, I'm not really saying anything important. Sounds like you're doing something more important than me. No, no, it's not over. We're not over. We're still here. I'm just been gabbing, telling stories. Chris, Amanda's gonna do a Bavaria's Got Talent. So she's gonna be the famous one of our group. She's gonna be our celebrity. Aren't you, Amanda? Yeah, I'm starting to remember. Well, you don't want me starting rumors? Oh, that would be awesome if you could. I definitely watch it. Whenever see, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago when the Eurovision Song Contest was got back together. I think the first time they went back together after the pandemic. My daughter was really, Amanda was really into that kind of international music, and we watched the Eurovision Song Contest. I think it 22 or 23. I don't remember what year it was, but there was a weird song. Well, they're not weird. They're just different because they're foreign. She was really into this song called Cha Cha Cha. It's cute, little weird for my taste, but I get it. I'm sure you sound beautiful, Amanda. I mean, it's been over 30 years since I've done anything semi-professional at college. But there are days whenever the kids were younger, um, and if Don't Stop Believing came on the radio, oh man, I belted that song out. In fact, my daughter who knew all of the lyrics too, she and I would sing together, and it was just beautiful. Well, I marked this live stream as not for kids. So if I have to go back and give it the what do you call it, the under 18 thing, I guess I could. But I already marked my all of my videos as not for kids because who knows what weirdness I might say. And I'll say things and not even realize I say it. Oh, oh, my kids used to do that. In fact, my Amanda still likes to cover her face while she's sleeping. So instead of putting the blanket over her head like she used to, she sleeps with the beanie on her head and covers her eyes that way. So at least her nose and mouth aren't covered, but she just has to have something over her eyes and face to sleep. Oh, you've got one of those kind of channels. See, I don't see we don't have cable here anymore. We have streaming. We either have Hulu or Peacock or Paramount, and then whatever we get on YouTube, or there's like free apps on our TV that we will watch too. Um, I can't think of what they're called. Tabo or something. I don't know. Is he playing peekaboo with you? Maybe that's all he wants to do, Maggie. He just wants to play peekaboo. Why do you look so sad? Or is he just being a pain in the butt? So, well, I don't know what else to talk about. What do you guys want to talk about? Because I don't. I think I've exhausted pretty much anything I was going to say. And you see him breathing, right? As long as he's breathing, then he's good. Yeah, I used to worry about my oldest because she was born premature and she had health issues. And she liked to cover her face too. She would pull something down over on her face when she slept. But as long as I could, I make sure her airways were open and I could see that she was breathing, then I knew she was fine. Okay. How old is he? Did you say he was 4 years old? Oh, that's a lovely age. That's been he might that's been 12 years. Yeah, it's been 12 years, almost 13 years since I had a 4 year old. Oh, he's a year old. Okay. Okay, well, I understand your concern then. But yeah, as long as he's breathing, then you're fine. Do with anything, but I want to share that. Ooh, that sounds so yummy. Oh, I love strawberries and Andrea. Yeah, I made my first loaf of bread not last week, the week before, and I've always been very timid about yeast breads or like dinner rolls or anything you make with yeast. For my bread to turn out as well as it did, I'm like you. I was very happy that it turned out. So congratulations. And see, I'm not good with pies much either. I'm better than bread, but I let my dad make the pies because he's taken more practice making pies. heading out to take hubby to the doctor. Oh, hope you have a great day, Jamie. I hope his checkup with his doctor is well, and that you're doing well too. Sending you lots of love and hugs. Have a safe trip to the doctor, because they say a lot of accidents happen within just a few minutes of your home. So I know that's the worst thing you wanted me to say, but yeah, still safe travels, no matter how short a distance you have to travel. Oh, that sounds so yummy. Now you're making me wanting to get some strawberries. I put in an order at Walmart for a couple of things that I'm going to be picking up here in a little bit. I wish now I'd put strawberries on the order now. We used to have a local strawberry patch that we used to go to, but the old man, whenever he passed away, the wife couldn't continue it by herself, and the kids, they only worked on it when they were kids, and so whenever they grew up, they just didn't want to have much more to do with the strawberry patch. So it kind of went the wayside. I don't know if anybody else has a strawberry patch locally, or I've not heard of any. But yeah, that was one of the fun things I used to do with my parents. We go to the local strawberry patch and just pick our own berries. And you could get a discount if you pick them yourself. Now, if you just went and bought them that they picked, you had to pay extra. But if you could pick them yourself, you got a discount. Well, friends, you have a strawberry festival in town next week. Oh, that sounds fun. See, there's a town about 30 miles away from us. They don't do, as far as I know, they don't do a strawberry festival, but they do a watermelon festival, or watermelon drop or something every summer. Well, Indiana is a big watermelon state. I mean, lots of people grow watermelons and other kinds of melons over there. So watermelon's a big thing. Deep fried strawberries. Wow. Ooh. With real rattlesnake? Please tell me that's just the name and they didn't actually do anything with real rattlesnake. You're probably laughing at my weird face right now. So yeah, I get it. I don't think I could stomach rattlesnake. I've seen in movies where they would shoot a rattlesnake and then they would eat it and that, but I don't think I could. I don't think I could do that. Now I have eaten game before. Now my husband and his dad, when my husband was younger, they used to go hunting a lot, and so they would catch rabbit. They would catch squirrel. Um, let's see, deer meat, of course, but squirrel I think is the most gamiest I've ever had. Now I've had deer meat too, but I've had it in a like a chowder. Mm, you can keep the rattlesnake, Amanda. It's not for me. I'd sooner take the squirrel that my father-in-law would hunt. At least I know where it came from. So, but that was years and years ago. Yeah, yeah. Gary's cousin, she and her husband own 40 acres of land, They raised cattle, but because of the amount of acreage that they owned, they didn't. They could get a they could get one deer a year. During hunting season, they could get one deer a year without registering it, without a hunting license, because they never had a hunting license. So what they would do is they would allow hunters to do some deer hunting on a portion of their land, and with the stipulation that the hunters would have to give them at least one of the deer that they shot. So then they could claim their one free deer meat and not have to go and get a license for it. And then it was that deer meat that they would, get processed. And then in the fall, when we would do the chowder every year, she would put some of the deer meat in there, also some meat from a cow that they butchered. They had hogs also there for a while, so whenever they would butcher a hog, some of the pork meat would get put in there in the chowder. And so it was, and whatever vegetables that we grew, because they always grew a huge garden, either at their house or her grandmother's house. Because I know one year there was the garden that we had at her grandmother's house was at least 2 or 3 acres big. And so, yeah, and that was distributed amongst like 3 or 4 families. And if there was anything extra, then they would sometimes sell it. But some of those vegetables that we would grow of our own, and then the meats from the deer, the cow, and the pig would go into this chowder and her grandmother had this huge black iron kettle. I mean, it looked like a big witch's brew. It was at least, I would say it was at least 4 to 5 feet wide. That's how big this, and they would have it hanging over an open fire in the oh golly, the horse, not the horse, the barnyard. And they had this A-frame metal, it looked like a swing set, but it was made out of like really hard metal. And they had this A-frame that they would hang this cauldron over this open fire. So it's like a witch's brew, and they would use like a 2x4 board to stir the chowder, and it would cook all day long. And come evening, when it was all done and ready, we would all enjoy it. Gosh, those were the days when I was a kid and we would go over there. Now, I knew Gary's cousin before I even met Gary, so Gary wasn't even a part of the picture at this time in my life. We're talking when I was probably a teenager when this happened. Okay, all right, Amanda, you guys have a fabulous, I know I went and gabbed on longer than I really needed to. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a great week. We will see you in, let's see, I think the next time we get together, it would be the first Monday of July. That will be on July the 7th. That's when we'll do our next live stream. Because then later on that week is our vacation. So we'll have that done before our trip to St. Louis. All right, guys. Have a fabulous day. Love you all.